Okay, so I'm working on this Ford Taurus, 2004 Taurus. Worked graveyard shift, didn't get any sleep last night. Busted this thing open. Bleed out all the brake lines already. These are all brand, well, the front two are brand new. The other ones are new. As far as the brake caliper, I already did the front brakes on these. Just had some air in the lines, so I had to go through, fix some rusted components, which are these screws here. I put the ones in the back and then I capped them off. Went through the whole lines, got all the sentiment out, all the dirt, put brand new fluid into it. So the brakes should be good now. Les Schwab told me about these control arms here, which need to be replaced. So I knew about that right there. And those are easy. You just take the screws off on the... Ow! That's a cramp. You just take those screws off there. There's one there, and then there's one down here. But as you can see, the bushing is bad. But then I discovered something else in here. When my mom first bought this car at an auction down in Tacoma, just after she bought it, I suppose, which was quite a few years ago, they fixed something in the pinion here, which is part of the steering knuckle. But I just noticed that this is totally screwed. And I drove on the freeway with it the other day, so it just shows God's looking out for me, because nothing happened. Did notice it's driving funny and making noise, so that's gonna have to be replaced. It's the outer tie rod end there on the right side, then the outer tie rod on the left side, and then also the inner tie rod that goes into the rack and pinion on both sides is going to need to be replaced, and this bracket here on both sides. So that was a lot more work than I had anticipated. I only thought that this was broken, so I bought this part. It's about 30 bucks, which I can do, and I can do the other one too, but I have to rent additional tools, and funds are tight, so it's gonna have to wait. I think it should be okay right now driving on just regular roads. Kind of in a pinch because my other car here, this Honda, is completely down until I get a crankshaft position sensor. I did the belt on it the other day, and the crankshaft position sensor, I believe, is probably broken. It's either busted or whatever, because it's not getting any spark. I went through the troubleshooting to figure that out. Mostly, I'm not very good at this, like video taking stuff. I normally just do this just for my own, like, psychological well-being, I guess you could suppose, because I've gone through some shit in my life. But now I'm kind of like going into this other thing where I'm like working on cars and stuff. Actually getting kind of good at it. I don't think that, I mean, some people are born with mechanical aptitude. It's like in their blood. And some people just learn it, like me. And kind of learned it over time just through necessity, not having the money. I guess you could say like well, I'm not going to say that because some people think that's racist. Or I will say it, I mean, I don't think it's racist. Some people talk about like gypsies or whatever. In my opinion, that's just people that are able to learn things and are smart. So I don't think that's a racist term at all. And I've learned a few things through them as well, through people that are just smart and good with their hands and good. Seem like they're interesting people. So, anyways, next is when I get the money for that, I do that. When I get the part for that, I do that. The cool thing about O'Reilly's nowadays is they let you rent the parts, or the tools, the special tools. This thing needs a special Honda crankshaft thing, and it also needs a what else does it need? I need a torque wrench in order to make sure I torque it specifically to 148 foot-pounds. And There's a lot of other things. If this gets any views at all, none of my videos are getting any views at all, then I might actually go through and do a video of doing it, or doing a video of something. If somebody requests me to do a video on a 2001 Honda Civic, I could do that. But I'm getting pretty confident in my ability to do work on the vehicles. I did the O2 sensor on this 2000 Ford Taurus, and that was kind of annoying. I was a little bit overconfident going into it. I guess some of the tips that I would give for new mechanics like myself: don't be overconfident in your abilities, and think it through. When you got tools, think of ways that you can use the tools in the proper way. Because I'm sitting there screaming at the car, and then the whole time I could have just used the tool a different way, and it would have been a lot easier on me. But where they put the O2 sensor is kind of weird. They could have put it in a different place, but that's just kind of how engineers work. That's why they get paid so damn much. They think things too much. I think they overthink things sometimes. They just simplify things and make life easier for everybody. But kind of gotta think like an engineer when you're working on cars sometimes. Enough is enough. I'm gonna put these wheels back on. I'm gonna get them down tight because I don't have a torque wrench, at least as of now, because my funds are again tight. Really want to go on a missions trip to El Salvador. I don't know where the money's going to come from because I don't make enough money what I do. But I know God will provide. He always does, and He's good. So, God bless. Have a good day. Bye.